think, is vulnerability. You guys are all sharing stories that really kind of show who you are and you're vulnerable. And I do think sometimes earlier in your career there's pressure to fit a certain mold, not maybe be your total authentic self. So any advice on how you kind of bring your authentic self to work, but also maintain the professionalism that's expected as you move up in the environment?
Yeah, I love that word. It's actually one of our values. And I think by showing vulnerability, you then end up making a stronger connection, you know, to someone. And I think so many times vulnerability is viewed as weak, but actually it's a strength, because if you kind of break through that you know, wall sometimes that people put up because they don't want to be vulnerable, you know, then and I think once you go down that road, you create such a much richer, deeper connection with someone, whether that's at work or in life, that is just so much more meaningful, you know, when you actually can achieve it. It's not always easy to get there very fast, because it takes a lot of trust, because you're letting your guard down. But in our company, the faster you can get there, and that pure one word or value or behavior is what it really is, you know, really deepens that trust, especially in construction. I mean, you have to trust each other every day for what we do. So
I'll share with you a story. I moved here in 2005 from New York. I had 3 kids that lived in New York, and it was this great challenge and adventure. On my second day of work, I had a all-hands meeting. There were 1,000 people in an auditorium, and I get a phone call. I don't think it was a text at that point, and it was your boss, who was a woman, the first woman I ever worked for. Your boss was fired. And I had 1,000 people staring at me, and I told them the story, and I teared up, which, you know, as women, we hate tearing up. It is just terrible, right? And then I told them what had happened, and then I proceeded to go through the presentation, and I walked off the stage, and one of the people who worked for me said, I know you've only been here 2 days, but I know this was your finest moment by sharing your vulnerability.
Yeah. 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 And Kelly, that was a wonderful question. And, you know, I always like to tell people when we're working on confidence that, you know, confidence is knowing you can handle anything that comes your way. So showing that vulnerability, but also showing that you can handle it is what's critical there. Thank you.